What's going on YouTube? This is LA Prepper, and I just wanted to do a short story that hits close to home for me. Los Angeles Antifa group hangs Trump in effigy, calls for revolutionary violence against the capitalist state. Well, what are we going to do about these guys and gals? That's a good question. That is a good question. I certainly don't think trying to brawl them on the street is a really great option. That's a good way to pick up an assault charge. Or to get injured, is it really worth getting injured for a couple of these yokels that think they're going to, rise against the machine, right? But it's nevertheless kind of good to keep an eye on this. Obviously, if you ever see someone wearing all black with covering their face with a black bandana, maybe not the best idea to get into an argument with them. Even if you can defend yourself, even if you know martial arts, even if you have concealed carry, getting into an altercation with dumbasses is just probably not worth your time. I don't protest a lot. I do believe in it, but if I saw someone getting harassed physically by these members, I would step in, but I'm not going to get into like a shouting match with Antifa people. Nevertheless, it is something that we do need to be aware of. And I'll read some of their quotes here. Our country's working class knows only two roads, barbarism or socialism, and both require violence, but only in the latter is that violence revolutionary and mastered by the proletariat, its party, and the masses. Oh, what the go to hell. Why are you doing this? God forbid I can read an article without 5 ads popping up. This is honestly why I don't surf the web. Like, I go to Reddit, I go to Drudge, even though they're very left-leaning. Check out RT.com. But I don't go to random news websites because it's just this goddamn garbage constantly. Oh, for crying out loud. Okay. Number 2, our task is clear. Only through revolutionary violence can the masses create real political power. Number 3, masses are fighting back, and we will guide them towards victory through revolutionary violence and warfare. Really? Are the masses fighting back? I'm pretty sure if the masses were fighting anyone, it would be on the news. But it's really not on the news. What happens is they find a good excuse to protest. They find a bunch of people where they can have a group. There's probably like 20 or 30 people at this rally. You can tell it's not the masses. It's 20 idiots that think they're gonna just fight the entire capitalist system by being violent and destroying property and breaking windows and such. Very, very new age protesting, right? But nevertheless, it's really, I think, important as an American to kind of keep an eye on these groups and just be aware that there are dumbasses in the world that think they're going to do these things. And just as far as keeping you and your family safe, you see a bunch of these people marching down the street, just go to the other side of the street. If they start doing violent stuff, I guess you can call the police and report it, but I would not recommend sitting there trying to take videos and pictures of them. It's kind of a good way to aggravate people, even though it is typically legal to record people in a public place. It is a good way to piss people off. So, I'm kind of non-confrontational. I try to avoid stuff like that. Is there a time and a place to stand up for what's right and, good in this world? Absolutely there is. But trying to convince an an Antifa person, which ironically, it's so ironic that they call themselves anti-fascists. And here they're talking about, we all need to come together under, clear leadership and use violence to get our way. Does that sound like any political system you've heard of, like fascism, maybe, But, they sort of like to think of themselves as anarchists, and then they want to organize, and have rallies. If you're an anarchist, you don't need to be part of a rally. You don't need to wear a mask. You don't need to dress in all black. You don't need to carry a flag. You just go be an anarchist. The more organized you are, the less, just by definition, the less anarchist you are. So it's sort of ironic to me that these anarchists, anti-fascists, self-labeled people continue to encourage violence and organization as a way of overthrowing the evil capitalist state, which wouldn't be surprised if a few of these people are on welfare, collecting food stamps, or, getting some public assistance in one form or the other, living at their parents' house. Mom, where's my bandana? I need to go to the rally. Right? I'm sure some of these people are living with their parents because, what was May Day? I don't know how you can take a day off work to go protest when you got work, May 1st. Yeah, May 1st was a Tuesday. So if you have a full-time job, how are you going to spend all day protesting? I mean, what was I doing Tuesday? I was, what was I doing? I don't know, working on something school-related or work-related or FedEx claim-related, doing something productive, trying to make America great. So anyways, YouTube, just thought I would share that with you. Antifa, in my opinion, is the scum of the earth. Do they have a right to protest? Sure. Do they have a right to peaceably assemble? Sure. They want to burn Trump pinatas, whatever. But as soon as they start, vandalizing property and encouraging and inciting violence, kind of have an issue with that. But it's not, their behavior is not for me to enforce. I'm just, a lowly citizen of the United States. What kind of power do I have? Well, I do have the power to citizens arrest somebody, but that's kind of another issue for another video. Till next time, YouTube, like, comment, subscribe. Watch out for dumbasses in red bandanas holding flags with sickle and... it's supposed to be a sickle and a hammer. I don't know what the hell that thing is, but they didn't even get their sign right. But anyways, YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, and keep prepping.